Aloha everyone and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm your host, Chad Owens. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. I sure did. Woo! Lots going on in the world of CO2. But anyway, look, we got some exciting stories to share with you guys today. But before we do, I have to say mahalo to Long's Drugs for all of their support of the show. Let's continue to do our part and support local and continue to make Long's Drugs a part of our days. Let's dive on in to the CO2 Rundown. Just a reminder here that football fever is back. And when I say we're back and providing so much more. Weekly prizes, okay, just to get you excited, is a trip thanks to Vacations Hawaii to Las Vegas for $2 plus $500 in your pocket. But you got to participate to win. And how do you do so? You get your football fever ballots in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser, fill out your picks, and compete with myself and the rest of the panelists, and make sure you turn that in to select Long's Drugs by Wednesday. Hey, this is exciting stuff. At the end of the season, right, the grand prize, a big green egg Kamado grill. Thank you guys so much for that. I'm excited to see these winners. I mean, every week, a Vacations Hawaii trip to Las Vegas. Let's go. Go get yourself a football fever ballot and let's get some wins. Huge congratulations to our Honolulu Little League baseball team. They just won the Little League World Series and did so in dominant fashion. But they had a shaky start. First time in all the tournaments that they've started behind. But this is the sign of a championship team. Imagine this, visualize this, right? You're on this team, bunch of 12-year-olds, dominating every single opponent up until this point. No one's even come close. And to start out the biggest game, you're down. But to have such composure, the discipline, that not worried attitude, and that comes from the coaches. But to have that at such a young age is very impressive. And it just shows the belief in themselves, that they've worked hard. They came into that game knowing they were going to win, regardless of how it started. They believed, and they came together. And let me tell you, when they got on that run, they never looked back. Huge congratulations to you boys. You guys have represented Hawaii, the best that anyone can ever ask of you. The parents, right? What's been said about this team, the aloha spirit, sharing, how we do, right? Sharing all the top Hawaii snacks, making little goodie bags for the umpires and the people that are helping out there, and just sharing aloha with other parents on other teams. And from what was said, those other parents welcome us with that same aloha spirit. It was reciprocated. And to me, that was the biggest win of all. And I've been saying that aloha always wins. And I just feel like our boys went into this thing with the right foundation. And that's the aloha spirit. And I know that regardless of the wins and losses, regardless if they didn't win, they would have won over so many hearts out there on the mainland. And, it just continues to represent Hawaii. We are very special here. We've got a lot of special people. And we've got a lot of talented up and coming baseball players. And so, boys, I just want to say that I am personally proud of you for the way you carried yourself, the way you won, and just how you represented Hawaii. I know we are all proud of you guys, but at the end of the day, you guys are Little League World Series champions. That is something to be extremely proud of. These memories are going to last a lifetime. And all it's going to do is prepare yourself into the next career, right? Getting ready for high school, college. All you guys are on the radar, but it's what you want, right? This is what you want as a young athlete, is to be able to go out there and showcase your skills on a national level. Hey, maybe there's some scouts out there, right? It's never too soon to be scouting talent. So just take that as an amazing opportunity. You guys did that, and we cannot wait to celebrate you guys when you get home. And please, we've gotten so many articles going on this one particular topic. I need all of you to go into today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser, take a read in all the different editors, writers, and what we put out, because these boys deserve it. Mahalo again for all of your support, and congrats again to our Honolulu Little League champs. Our Rainbow Wahine volleyball team, unfortunately, starting out this season 0-3. It's the first time this has happened in 5 years. They're coming home, getting swept by San Diego State. You know, this is nothing to be worried about. In my opinion, as athletes, as a club, as a team, it's good to face adversity early. It really is. You know, it gets you to identify, as a coach, identify the characters of your team. You know, to see who continues to play, who, you know, some players show signs of, I don't necessarily want to use the word quit, but, you know, when you know you're going to lose, you sort of like, you stop that effort. And in any type of sports setting, this is the types of things that coaches are looking for. This is the types of things that your leaders on your team are looking for. They're looking around, right? They're checking their teammates out. And it can be a wake-up call. Right? It could be motivation to say, hey, we got to get back to work. We got to do more. We thought we were doing the right things, all that we needed to do, but we need to do more. So adversity is not a bad thing, right? And they've got a long trek home to start to visualize and think about how they're going to come back from this, how they're going to prepare for the next one. And that's the great thing about sports, is that you get the next opportunity to better yourself, to better your team, right? As coaches, how do we get better? How do we get better as a whole? And that's what I love about team sports. And so, hey, we're not to worry. It's just the beginning of the season, a little bit of a storm, but we'll weather this like we've always done. And hey, like I always say, let's go Bows. Whew, we talking about adversity. And yeah, we faced it this past weekend. You know, our University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football team also lost their season opener to Vanderbilt. You know, I was in attendance. I watched that first drive. I liked what I saw. You know, but then, you know, things change. And Vanderbilt's a good team, right? SEC, they play the Alabamas, the Georgias. They're playing top football. But that's what we want. We want to play the best. We want to see how we stack up. And if you look at the stats of the game, yeah, there's time of possession. There's the total yards, which Vanderbilt won. But penalties, turnovers, those are the things that destroy teams, right? It just kills momentum. Fundamentals, right? Being able to tackle, right? They got those, they broke tackles, they beat angles. Maybe we weren't taking the proper angles on defense. There's a lot of things that the coaches have already said that they know was evident. This is what it was. And they're going to get back to work. They're going to fix it. And again, going through early adversity is good in my opinion. All right? It's better than to be coming out the gate winning. All of a sudden, you lose a game you shouldn't lose, and you don't know how to take it. You don't know how to handle that, and you don't bounce back. So in this case, you know, it's little things. It's fundamental football, complementary football, right? So the things that Vanderbilt did was complementary football, right? They took advantage of turnovers, scored points, right? Got the first downs when they needed to, made tackles. You know, so that's, and it's not like it's a lopsided team. We just got to go back to our fundamentals and execution. And that's what the coaches are preaching. And in any sports teams, right? Specifically football, because that's what we're talking about right now. The biggest adjustments come from week 1 to week 2. Right? This is the first time our guys got to go out there, strap it up, and play a full game and learn about themselves, right? Hone in a little bit more. And then the adjustments we make going into week 2, this is going to be the sign of where we're going to be and how we're going to go this season. Hey, no one likes to get beat like that. You don't plan to get beat like that. You don't plan to fumble footballs. You don't plan to just score 10 points. That's not the plans, right? Football is a game of adjustments, a game of in-game adjustments, midstream adjustments, right there on the spot. And then afterwards, you look at the film, you study. As an individual, or if I'm on that football team as a player, as a leader, as a captain, hey, we're in the film room together. I'm getting guys in. I'm going on my own. You got to put in the time to see where you can make some corrections as an individual, right? The coach is going to do their thing. They're gonna make the corrections. They're gonna put the guys in positions, in better positions to win. But as an athlete, as a football player, as the leader, you got to take it upon yourself to get the guys in. Hey, coaches can only do so much. We're the ones out there playing. So we got to go and do more. We got to study harder. So, hey, Western Kentucky coming to town. I know we're going to be rallied up for that. We're going to be geared up. We're going to be ready to play. But I want to give my message to the fans. It was a great atmosphere. Right? But I want you guys as fans to understand, football, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But these guys are coming back to work each and every day for us, for you. So what we need to do as fans is continue to support. We need to be there, 9,000 strong, each and every home game. Right? Even as fans, we have to flush week 1. We have to flush that loss, and we have to go back to week 2 as a new week 1. That excitement that we brought, we need to bring it again, each and every home game. That's how we support these guys. And so, I can't wait for this week. I can't wait to see the adjustments. And these boys should be just as excited, if not more excited, because they're going to be that much more prepared going into week 2. Let's go, Bows. And we're going to stay right here with the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior football team. As we all noticed, right, there was 2 quarterbacks. Braden Shager started the game, and Joey Yellen came in the second half. And so it was said that there's going to be a battle this week on who's going to be a starting quarterback. Stephen Tsai has more on this one in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser. But for me, my personal perspective is I don't see 2 totally different guys. I think Braden has the experience, on this football team. He came out with a pretty good drive. That first drive, opening drive, I thought he had good control and command of his offense. But it's like anytime the backup or the next guy comes in, sometimes there's just like a little bit of a boost. Right? But, Joey made some good throws, made some good plays, and he also made some not so good throws, right? That's part of jitters. That's part of, man, I don't want to make a mistake. So the hardest part right now for these quarterbacks is that they still don't know if they're the guy. If you're going to come out there and you have to play with like a, this extra added pressure, it's hard. You're not loose. You're not having fun. You don't have that peace of mind knowing that you are the guy and, it's your job, right? And you can afford, and you've been reassured that, hey, you're going to make mistakes and that's okay. Make the mistakes. We'll work through it together. I dealt with that as a player myself early on in my NFL career. Playing with a free mind of just clear as I did in college, you play well, you ball out, you do your thing. But when there's added pressure, you overthinking things, a thing as simple as catching a punt becomes the most difficult thing in the world, right? A thing as simple as throwing a little out pass or out route, simple, becomes the most difficult thing in the world. And that's what these guys went through. That's what I saw on game day. And now they know that it's going to be between them two. It's going to be a battle this week. And who knows? And you got Cam Cooper, right? Waiting in the wings for an opportunity. I know he's got some legs. I know he can run a little bit. And so, you know, a lot of decisions that still need to be made. But I just know that as a player, the clearer your mind can be, the better you'll perform. And so just my advice to those two guys who I believe are both showed, you know, capabilities. They can get it done. Go in it as much as you can with a clear mind. Do what you got to do off the field, right? There's a lot of pressures on the field. Hey, maybe go do some yoga, just go do some like meditating or do some visualizing and just do something to kind of just get away from everything and just try to free your mind and just, you know, have clarity, right? When you have clarity, you have precision. And so we're looking forward to seeing, you know, how this unfolds this week. And make sure you guys check out Steven Tsai's article in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser for the QB1 battle going on this week. And that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Don't forget, Football Fever is back. So get yourself a Football Fever ballot, fill it out, and turn it into Select Long's Drugs by Wednesday to give yourself a chance to win those 2 vacations Hawaii tickets to Las Vegas plus $500. And that's happening weekly. Don't miss out on that. Mahalo again to Long's Drugs for all of your support of the show. Let's continue to make Long's Drugs a part of our days. I'll see you guys come Wednesday. Aloha.